doing, guys?
Good.
Good.
Aidan, for you, there's been so much talk in the offseason. How excited are you just to be back on the field, having football back?
Yeah, I think you said it. Getting to go out and play, I think really calms the nerves, kind of puts you at home, and so it's just good to get on the field. Realize we're still just playing football. I'm still just trying to do my job the best I can.
Aidan, getting out here to Southern California as a group and working in this kind of weather, how conducive can that be to team building, chemistry, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're away from a lot of what we're familiar with, and so we're in a hotel together, spend a lot of time together, and it's during the off season you don't see guys a lot. Obviously, guys kind of go their separate ways, so it's good to get back together and spend some time.
Aidan, what do you think of the getting public endorsements from team leaders like Davante Adams during this offseason? What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's Davante and others have supported me since I got here. I said that a bunch of times, even when I was even more than a year ago, a rookie in the spring, and so the support of my teammates means a lot to me. But at the same time, I got to go earn it every day, and it truly is every day. It's what have you done for me lately kind of business, and so it's important to come out here every day with the mentality that I got to earn it.
Aidan, what has changed for you from your rookie year to where you are right now with the first day of training camp year 2?
Yeah, I think definitely a little more comfortable, a little more familiar. Just basically everything is different. Where we are, playbook, the team, and so it's good to have that change and good to be around the guys again. But definitely a lot different than last year.
Saw you sprinting a lot out there, going from one period to the next. Is that something is that by design? Is that what you normally do, or are you kind of try to set a little bit of a tone?
Definitely try to set a tone, but also our assistant quarterback coach Fred Walker always likes to race me, and he always pulls my jersey and tries to get ahead, and so it's really just trying to beat him to the next position.
You and Fred have built a unique relationship. Will you talk about him and maybe what he's done to help you over the offseason?
Yeah, I love Fred. Fred's a great guy. He obviously, when Bo took over last year, Fred basically became my quarterback coach and was running meetings and stuff, so I spent a lot of time with Fred during the season. He's been huge, been in my corner since I got here, and even last summer, when the rookies stayed extra, he spent a lot of time with me one-on-one, and so it's been great to get to know Fred, obviously as a coach, but also as a friend. And he just had a baby, and so my wife loves when he sends pictures of his baby to me, and I get to show her. So Fred has been huge for me.
How would you say you're approaching this training camp based on your previous year being your rookie year, and then now having this, looking at it as a challenge and competition with Gardner?
Yeah, I think every year presents a new challenge, and this one is definitely, like I said, different than last year. But again, it's really the mentality has to stay the same, no matter if you're the starter, or if you're trying to compete, if you're the third string. You try to earn it every single day, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Saw a lot of 12 and 13 personnel out there. When you have 3 tight ends and more, really, but Brock and Michael Mayer and Harrison that are versatile and talented like they are, how can that help you and help the offense?
Yeah, all 3 of those guys are special players, great guys to have, in that room, and so I think we'll be able to do a lot with a couple of those guys on the field, one of those guys on the field, all 3 of them, and so it's been cool to watch their development through the spring, and it's exciting to communicate with our coaches about how they want to use them.
Aidan, knowing that you have competition, how does that make you a better player? Just having someone in the locker room that you can always fight for the same goal as you.
Yeah, I think me and Gardner are obviously trying to push each other. Gardner is a guy who's had to compete a lot in his career, and I'm the same way. And so we're both guys it's not new to either of us. So I think it's been fun to kind of go back and forth, talk about what we're thinking, and ultimately just try to each of us play our best football.
And you guys have to learn a new offense, obviously, in OTAs. Just kind of describe where you are in terms of the process of continuing to learn and kind of get familiar with that offense.
Yeah, OTAs they threw a lot at us offensively, and so obviously everything was new. And it was good to have the summer to kind of go back over things and reapproach them, and to get to see things for the second, third time is super helpful compared to the first time. And so I think that's going to be helpful going into this camp.
As you get comfortable with the offense, what are some things that Luke Getsy's doing just with kind of opening things up and run zones and things like that you're really enjoying so far?
Yeah, Luke's obviously had a lot of success where he's been before in the run game, and so it's been fun to hear his philosophy. And in OTAs, it's basically just a passing camp. We don't have pads on, so it's hard to really run the ball. And so coming into training camp, it'll be good to get our run game going and see kind of how do we develop there.
When you talk about the confidence level, the comfort level that you have now, a lot of the guys have talked about a little more swag from you. I mean, is that something you wanted to show? Is it comfortable? I guess, where do you think they got that from?
Yeah, I think it's hard as a rookie. You know, you're trying to figure it out and trying to be in the right spot at the right time, make sure you're on time to meetings, stuff like that. And so, not that I'm not trying to do that now, but just you know, getting more comfortable with really just knowing my teammates too. That helps. You know, I get to actually build friendships and know the guys off the field a little bit, and so really just growing those relationships is super helpful for, I think, building anybody's confidence.
On that same note, you talk about like your comfort level and your swag and stuff like that. Gardner coming in, he's always seems like he's in a relaxed
Yeah,
state.
for sure. I think what you see is kind of what you get with Gard, and he, like you said, he's super laid back, but he also has an intense side to him where he wants to win, he wants to compete, and so it's fun to see him kind of go back and forth between those personalities. But I think more than anything, he really loves football and loves the game, loves to learn, loves to work at it, and I definitely respect that.
You guys have both talked about the competition and being comfortable with it. You've been through it before. Antonio said he doesn't have a timeline, right? It could go all the way to the end, really. Is that cool with you to not know when somebody might be named, or even right up to like the first week of not knowing who the guy is?
Yeah, it's true. I have been in a lot of competitions, and so you know, I've basically been going back to college, in and out, middle of the season, before the season, and so obviously this is a new challenge, but you know, that stuff is not totally new to me. So it's part of it. It's, you know, AP's job to make the call and just trying to play the best.
Aidan, you came into the league with Trey last year, and you know, Coach Pierce talked up all his strides that he's been having this offseason. Have you noticed that at all? What did you say about it?
Yeah, I think I got to throw a lot with Trey this offseason because I stayed back in Vegas and he did too, and so we were out throwing with each other a lot, and I got to see him develop and try to focus on some things that he was working on to get better at. And so it's fun to see his development. Obviously, he's got some special speed, but he's trying to, I know, develop the other parts of his game. And it's been fun to watch that throughout OTAs as he gets more comfortable with the offense.
Aidan, when you talk about your offseason, can you pinpoint a couple of things that you worked on specifically based on your what you did last week?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a new offense, and so in a certain way I kind of had to start over. And so mentally it was basically restarting everything, going back over what we learned and before OTAs and getting into OTAs, and then in the summer, like I said, going back over everything and trying to make it make sense in my head, because what we're doing is different than what we did last year. And so understanding the lingo, the terminology, really trying to look at my notes and see what Luke's thinking on each play, I think is key for me. And then just keep trying to develop physically, lifting weights, running, getting treatment, all the things I have to do to give myself a chance to go out there and try to play well.
Is it a case where you and Gardner make each other better, as some of you guys talked about, kind of a I don't know, teamwork, I guess, and aspect to it?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting role because we both are obviously competing, but we both want to lead while we're in there, and so we're both going to be vocal. We're both going to try to hold each other accountable and other people accountable, and I think competition is going to bring out the best in you, and it's going to make you work and see how bad you want to compete and try to do your best.
So had you built much of a relationship with Gallup at all, or gotten to know him much before you made the decision yesterday?
I knew Mike a little bit, but not super close. Obviously, he wasn't here for super long, but yeah, didn't know Michael too well, but got to throw him really at the end of OTAs. He started practicing.
Thank you. Awesome.